Hello, we're back. And today we're talking about soybeans, for hormonal health for both men and women. And I think this is a really important topic because I think soy has been turned into a villain by misunderstandings. And so I'm going to share with you the research that I found in a couple of books, which they cite about 1 million studies. So one of the books, it's called The Proof is in the Plants: How Science Shows a Plant-Based Diet Could Save Your Life and the Planet, is written by Simon Hill. And the other book it's called Breasts, the Owner's Manual: Every Woman's Guide to Reducing Cancer Risk, Making Treatment Choices, and Optimizing Outcomes. And this is by Dr. Kristi Funk. And so I'll start with this. For men, I would like to say, stop worrying about soy and making man boobs, because it's not actually a real thing when you only ingest a normal for humans healthy amount of organic, non-GMO soy products, preferably, of course, water washed versus chemically washed. So this could be 1 to 2 servings a day for men and 2 to 3 servings a day for adult women, according to these studies. So instead of being stressed about all of those things, I want you to think about like the things that men worry about with soy. Instead, think about what you'll be avoiding, which is this: the troubling symptoms of prostate cancer. And the symptoms of prostate cancer include trouble urinating, decreased force in stream of urine, blood in urine, blood in semen, bone pain. That sounds really awful. And erectile dysfunction. You will avoid all of that if you just add 1 to 2 servings, and that's not the only thing, of course, but 1 to 2 servings of soy has shown to make a big difference for men. In a 2018 meta-analysis of 30 observational studies involving 266,699 men, suggests that soy consumption is protective against prostate cancer. A 2020 meta-analysis of 41 clinical intervention studies concluded that soy consumption does not negatively affect testosterone or estrogen levels. Males do not need to worry about developing man boobs. Let's be clear, the phytoestrogens in soy products do stimulate our cells' estrogen receptors, but only at 1/10 to 1/100th of the signaling capacity of real estrogen from animals that we either ingest or from our own bodies. Also, we have 2 totally different estrogen receptors in our bodies. They call it ER alpha and ER beta. ER alpha, when stimulated, sends signals to cancer cells to multiply and divide. So wouldn't you rather take up those receptor sites with plant estrogens that stimulate this signal at 1/10 to 1/100th the power of the real estrogens made in the body or consumed by eating animal products? Also, the body is amazing. Get this. Yes, the natural real estrogens love ER alpha, but soy phytoestrogens bind 1,600% more to ER beta than alpha. ER beta exerts an anti-estrogen effect. So when soy binds to ER beta, soy actually blocks estrogen from stimulating the ER alpha sites. That, to me, is amazing. Essentially, according to Dr. Kristi Funk, soy behaves like tamoxifen, a drug given to cancer patients that occupies but inactivates ER alpha receptors. So just eat soy instead of taking the drug. That's my opinion. Do what you want. Additionally, men, soy has been shown to reduce the risk of colorectal cancer, gastric cancer, and lung cancer. And more good news, soy consumption protects against stroke, developing heart disease, and dying from heart disease, according to a 2019 review of 114 meta-analyses. They also found soy shifts cholesterol, blood pressure, and triglycerides to more favorable levels. And this is just one food to add into the diet. This is amazing. And we're not done yet. This same review discovered that soy consumers were significantly less likely to be overweight and develop type 2 diabetes, as well as having significantly better bone mineral density and cognitive function. Soy contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a great protein source that's low in saturated fats, unlike many animal products. Soy is rich in iron, calcium, and potassium. Tofu, tempeh, which is a fermented soybean, edamame, or soy milk are the products of choice. And that is from Simon Hill's book, The Proof is in the Plants. So what I just wanted to add to that is from Dr. Kristi Funk's book, Several Studies about soy, because specifically she's talking about breast cancer and hormonal cancers. And since we started discussing women's health, I thought this would be a great topic because it's a wonderful addition to help women with any of their female problems. We want to address the root cause, which is typically nutritional, not the root cause meaning a disease with a name. Okay, so let's see here. Soy, let's see, lands in ER alpha. Okay, I read this already, but the soy that lands in ER alpha has about 1/10 to 1/100th of the signaling capacity of real estrogen. So soy essentially behaves like tamoxifen, a drug given to cancer patients that occupies but inactivates ER alpha receptors. A group of premenopausal women in Texas drank 3 12-ounce cups of soy milk a day for 1 month. Depending on where they were in their menstrual cycles, blood levels of estrogen dropped between 30 to 80% in all of them, and estrogen levels stayed lower than baseline for another 2 to 3 months. Another study examined the dietary intake of over 73,000 Chinese women and concluded that consuming soy during childhood, adolescence, and adult life protects against breast cancer, especially when consumed in youth. Early soy intake, more than 1.5 times per week, so not a lot, during childhood reduced adult onset breast cancer by 58% in a study of Asian women in California and Hawaii. So tell your daughters to soy it up. Even among Korean BRCA gene mutation carriers, largely considered to be at the mercy of their DNA breaks, a reduction in breast cancer up to 43% was noted in high soy consumers. Now, these studies are only looking at soy. I have no information about the rest of their diet, about their lifestyle habits, or any of the stuff we discussed in Shredders and diet. But just this change alone can really change things for a person. And the reason I want to just enhance a little bit the topic of early soy intake more than 1.5 times per week during childhood reduces adult onset breast cancer by 58%. So I wanted to highlight that because we're getting into the topic of women's health, and one of those things is amenorrhea and dysmenorrhea and PMS and PCOS and all of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff we have a possibility of having to deal with when we don't get enough nutrition. All we're doing here is giving the body nutrition and it will work itself out. So that's one of the things I thought would be important because we're going to come back to it every time we talk about a disease. All right. In the Life After Cancer Epidemiology Study, 1,954 multi-ethnic survivors on tamoxifen, the estrogen-driven cancers, were followed over 6 years. Those eating the most tofu and soy milk products had a 60% reduction in breast cancer recurrence compared to women ingesting low soy amounts. Isoflavones not only deal favorably with estrogen, they exhibit anti-proliferative, antioxidant, anti-angiogenesis, and anti-inflammatory properties, such that soy even keeps estrogen-negative tumors at bay. The largest soy study to date in breast cancer patients followed over 6,200 multi-ethnic women from the US and Canada for 9.4 years. That's a long time for a study. For those consuming merely half to one serving of soy a week, researchers observed a 21% decrease in all-cause mortality compared to lower soy consumption. This increased to 51% for estrogen-negative cancers and 32% for those estrogen-positive cancer patients not taking anti-estrogen therapy. Another study with over 5,000 breast cancer patients found a 29% decrease in death and a 32% drop in recurrence for high soy consumers, independent of receptor status. Even just 1 cup of soy milk a day provides enough phytoestrogens to reduce recurrence by 25%. So soy consumption after breast cancer is safe and protective. I will repeat that. According to Dr. Kristi Funk, I quote, "Soy consumption after breast cancer is safe and protective. Soy does not increase breast cancer, but in fact decreases the occurrence, recurrence, and death rates in every single study exploring this matter since 2009. That's a big deal." So she suggests, of course, to have 100% organic or non-GMO. And although 94% of soy comes from genetically modified organisms, these non-GMO products should not be hard to find because most of the GMO soy is fed to livestock and not you, unless, of course, you eat the livestock. Soy is a complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids necessary for biological function. Strive to consume, as a woman, not a man, as a woman, strive to consume 2 to 3 servings of soy food every day. Whole food soy far outranks processed and fermented whole soy products like tempeh, miso, and tamari, a fermented soy sauce, and natto are the best. And let's see, one more thing. Nope, that's it. So it's a beautiful, wonderful, very informative section all about soy from Breasts, the Owner's Manual by Dr. Kristi Funk. All right, so on that topic, every time we talk about a hormonal problem or nutrition, just remember this topic. That's one of the many wonderful things we can do to add to our diet to help us balance our hormones and prevent a lot of different types of cancers and preventing so many other health issues. All right, that's it for soy. Catch you next one.